Using our flipped professional development, we think that we found a way to make the classroom environment for professional development much more efficient and much more effective. Let me make the case for you. Here you see some data that one might obtain, the experience one might obtain in a full day professional development experience in a traditional sense. So there's a great deal, you see by far the great majority of time is spent with this direct instruction where somebody's standing in front of you and presenting information to you. There's a little bit of time where somebody's giving directions, what to do, where to go, what the day is going to look like, and then the remaining time can be spent on group activities, where the entire group gets together perhaps to speak about some topic or to come up with new ideas. Now you can take that third column and put it wherever you'd like, really. You can put it in small group activities, you can put it in large group activities, perhaps you could put it in the creation of artifacts, but it doesn't really make sense in the traditional professional development context. Now let's talk about what the flipped classroom of professional development looks. These are actual data. These are not simulated. These are data that we collected during a recent professional development. And you can see that the columns are very different sizes. It's the same scale there, but we have much more distribution of activities, which may be beneficial for terms of variety. But let's move on to the efficiencies and effectiveness. You see now that the video column has at least some time spent in it. That video column is these flipped lectures that we've presented. We present our information not by standing in front of the room for the most part, but by recording videos and then asking participants to watch them the day of the professional development. Participants are in class, or the classroom, and they are watching videos. Then there's a little bit of direct instruction, but it's much less than we'd see in the traditional classroom. There's still the giving of directions, there's still some large group activity, but it's much greater in time, and the reason that we can put more time into that column is because we have much more time with which to work. We've bought efficiencies in creating these videos. We'll get back to that in a moment. We also have small group activities. Now again, you can put these activities wherever you like. We have chosen to put the majority of our activity time into the small group activity. And we've added just a few minutes to create artifacts that are enduring and that participants can use after they leave the professional development. It's a small amount of time, but it makes a big impact. Now let's look at these data side by side. How is it that we could see such large differences in the amount of time that we have available for small group activities? The answer is clearly the videos. The videos are, in the data that we've gathered, about 3 times more efficient than presenting the information live in a lecture. So if we have lecture content, we need to speak about 3 times as long in this professional development context. That just takes away time from engaging in other types of activities, be they the creation and review of artifacts, small or large group activities. This multiplier is, of course, to simulate the data. We use this multiplier, this 3-time multiplier, to simulate these data. So reflect, how accurate is this for your own traditional professional development experience? Now this is a full day professional development. You can see from those numbers that we're spending a lot of time on each of these. But if you have a 1 hour or a half-day professional development, the numbers should scale. If you have fewer minutes of lecture, you're going to have fewer minutes of video, but also fewer minutes of activities in that traditional professional development. So again, what we found here is a more efficient and more effective way to engage in professional development. Just in the conveyance of information, we're about 3 times more efficient in our video presentations than we are in our lecture presentations. We're more effective because we can move from spending the majority or pretty much the entirety of our time talking to people in the classroom to try to present information, to engaging in small and large group activities, recording out those activities, reviewing those products, and then giving those to our participants to use afterwards.